So as you can see, Jeff completed the sun pattern, if you will, to start it out. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to do the same thing, but so we're going to follow the 2 inner strands. And what this is going to make is a diamond shape. Now again, as Jeff said earlier, the size of your diamonds or netting is going to depend on what you're going to carry in your net. So for this particular net, it's a small one, so we'll use a smaller stitch. So again, just do an overhand knot. And a lot of these fiber arts become extremely monotonous after a while. Just the whole process is really, yeah, just any fiber art is extremely monotonous. So here we are. So we've established this diamond, and then we're just gonna follow these inner strands all the way around the diameter of this circle. If you look at indigenous peoples all around the world, their whole culture is revolved around container use. And this is cross-culturally I'm talking about here. So, I mean, you've seen netting and different types of weaving patterns for various different applications for containers all around the world. For example, in, I believe it's Papua New Guinea, they make these beautifully woven willow carrying sacks for their babies. I forgot what they're called, but they're very gorgeous and just very fine craftsmanship all around. And then of course in the Southwest you have the agave carrying nets that the Kumeyaay used, among various different other native tribes as well. So again, we're just continuing on with our diamonds. Overhand knot. And you want to be sure that your knots are even with each other. Otherwise you're going to have kind of a lopsided design. And you know, it's just sloppy woodsmanship. So it's better to take the extra 10 minutes just to make sure you're doing everything properly so you come out with a quality product. So as you can see, I've completed this first row. And then so now we're just going to do the same thing. You know, again, it's extremely redundant. So again, find our 2 inner strands and then just make an overhand knot, forming your diamond. And then we're just weaving around and around and around until eventually you have your full net.
Now, as you guys can see, this thing has started to take shape. And at this point, there's 2 methods of continuing on. You can still place it on the ground and separate the individual fibers. That's fine. As a matter of fact, when just starting to make these nets, I would recommend doing so, just so there's a little bit more organization. But as time goes by and you obtain the skill more and more and you learn the muscle memory, you can look at it just like so. You can hold it up, you can trace the 2 tag ends and continue on. So for example, I stopped right over here where I have my 2 tag ends. So I'll just separate those and I'll kind of look at it. I'll pinch it together. I'll set it in my lap and I'll just create my overhand knot. Now again, this way can be a little bit confusing, especially if you're just starting to make these.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly, make these nets. So it's a little bit more organized to keep it on the ground, or on this case on this bedrock. But you guys can see what this looks like. Another use with this net is we can use it for a container holder. As you guys know, I recommend when traveling in the desert or even in the pine country like we're in today, keep your water around your body. That'll constantly remind you to stay hydrated. And when making a carrying vessel like that, it's lightweight, it's easy. It'll hold that water vessel in place, and it's very practical out here. So you can do this with a gourd container. You can do it with a canteen. Whatever gear you decide to carry. I know you carry a gourd container.
I do. I actually recommend to carry a gourd container, simply because it's not only lightweight, but as you have water in it, and on a hot day like today, the water will actually begin to sweat out of the gourd itself. Therefore, with the convection, with the wind, it actually cools down your water in the gourd. So it's a nice way to keep your water cool, because I know those of you who travel with metal containers out in the backcountry, your water gets warm very quickly in the hot sun. So gourds are a very good way to go, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I've carried a gourd out here as well. So again, I'm just kind of repeating the same process. We're starting to get low on material, so that means we're getting closer to the ending stage, which we'll cover here in a bit.
Yes.
Good.
It is. So once we've finished our series of knots, we need to finish our project. So in order to do this, I have brought a demonstration net that I made last night, and this is how we're going to finish it with reverse wrap 2-ply cord. So we have these 2 tag ends here, and we're just going to reverse wrap this into cordage. And it's important to count how many times you twist, because you want to be sure that all of these tag ends here are even with each other. Otherwise the net will be a bit lopsided. So I do about 20 twists, and that makes a good length. Okay, so once we finish that, we just want to tie a knot here to secure our reverse wrap, and then tie a second knot on top to then secure that. Just like that. Now, to finish this, you want to find a loop here, and the loop is around the diameter of your index finger. That's what I've found works for me. And then just tie an overhand knot to finish it off, like so. Very basic, very easy. And we'll cut these tags off later. So that's pretty much it. That's all you do around all these tag ends. So I'll demonstrate it one more time so you guys can get an idea. So again, reverse wrap cord, that looks good. So again, we're tying a knot to secure the reverse wrap. Tying a secondary knot to secure that, and then making a loop. Just like that. So you see how that is right there. It looks exactly like what I have here.
Go.
So we've completed our net, and all the tag ends are cut off. So the next step, or the final step, is to make a carrying strap. Now, there's a couple ways that you can make the carrying strap. You can braid it, which takes more time, or you can just do a simple reverse wrap, which is what we're going to be doing today. Now, when you're making a lot of cord, I recommend that you thigh roll your cordage because you get it done much more quickly. Now, thigh rolling is pretty simple. You take your piece, you half it, just like this, and starting with the tips of your fingers, we are rolling this cord away from us like this, so. And you let it go, and the reverse friction holds it together, and then pull back like this. So you see how we have that now.
Now, once you have all of your rope made, it's time to finalize our project. So with this particular net, I'm going to use this as a container holder. So what I do is I'll just slip the container inside of my net, and I'll take my rope and I'll feed it through each individual grommet on both of the tag ends. So again, we have those loops up top. We'll just feed them through. Just like that. Then we'll trace to the other tag end and feed this one through. Now, once we have that complete, I bunch these all together. I'll lay the container down, and it's as simple as creating a square knot right up top. And as you can see, our net is now complete. All right, folks, so that is just about going to wrap things up for me today. I do appreciate you joining me for this video. I also want to encourage you to check out some of my other videos regarding primitive skills, bushcraft, and survival skills alike. Off to my right here, I do have a couple different videos. The first one, we teach you step by step in how to make a traditional hunting arrow with a removable foreshaft. Right below that, we show you how to make a traditional Southern California style arrow quiver. I do think you'll enjoy those series as well as I enjoyed making them. Furthermore, I want to invite you over to my website. That's martinsurvival.com. We have specialty gear giveaways. We have blogs and articles, a great discussion board. We also have specialty classes where you'll find us teaching primitive fire, bow making, arrow making, tracking and trapping, atlatl and dart making, primitive pottery, basketry, and so much more. Just a plethora of different skills. Everything is presented in a hands-on experience as well as a historical context. So again, that's martinsurvival.com. I thank you for your support, and we'll see you in the next video.